Heroes never die. Heroes live among us. They live forever in our hearts. Ilona Anatoliivna Kurovska was an organizer of the resistance movement in the Klavdievo community during the Russian occupation, an intelligence operative, an artillery spotter for Ukrainian forces, a volunteer, a hero of the Ukrainian people, and a recipient of the Order for Courage, 3rd class. Ilona was born on the 10th of January 1977 in the settlement of Klavdievo-Tarasove, Kiev region. She was one of those people who embraced life with boundless curiosity. She loved learning, read extensively, easily connected with people, and could never ignore the suffering of others. Her personal library, containing more than 10,000 books, is now carefully preserved by her mother. Even during her school years, her teachers recognized her exceptional talent. When she was unfairly denied admission to one university, she refused to give up. Instead, she resolved to prove, above all to herself, that everything could be achieved through honest work and determination. She independently gained admission to the Taras Shevchenko National University of Kiev, proudly placing her student identification card before her mother and saying, "Mom, I got into the Faculty of History." Ilona never stopped learning or growing professionally. She earned several university degrees, completed a Doctor of Laws, LLD, became a professor, and obtained numerous diplomas and professional certificates in economics, public administration, and anti-corruption policy. Throughout her life, she combined academic achievement with public service. She began her career as a secretary typist and laboratory assistant at Taras Shevchenko National University of Kiev. She later worked in government institutions, private enterprises, and public administration, steadily advancing from secretary to senior executive positions. She headed the Public Procurement Department, the Legal Department, and the Department of Audit and Financial Planning at the State Innovation Finance and Credit Institution. Between 2011 and 2014, she served as deputy head of the Pereyaslav, Khmelnytsky, and Borispil district state administrations, and for a time acted as head of the Pereyaslav-Khmelnytsky district administration. She also taught law and from 2014 to 2022 worked at the Institute of Legislation of Ukraine, eventually becoming its director. Her colleagues remember her as principled, exceptionally competent, and remarkably hardworking, someone who always demanded more of herself than anyone else did. To Ilona, almost nothing seemed impossible. She drafted complex legal documents, painted, practiced ballroom dancing, sang, repaired the roof of her own house, and was constantly mastering new skills. For her last birthday before the war, she asked her colleagues to give her a welding machine as a present. Dogs held a special place in her heart, and before the full-scale invasion, she cared for 11 of them. It seemed that many more years of life, accomplishments, and fulfilled dreams lay ahead of her. But the 24th of February, 2022 changed everything. Ilona did not take up arms. Her battlefield was people. From the very first day of Russia's full-scale invasion, she traveled to Kiev to obtain humanitarian and military supplies. During the occupation, she organized the work of the local territorial defense forces, coordinated volunteers, and ensured that residents received food, medicine, and other essential aid. She organized humanitarian corridors and personally escorted civilians through Russian checkpoints. Thanks to her courage, more than 3,000 residents of the community were successfully evacuated. At the same time, she gathered intelligence and directed Ukrainian artillery fire against Russian positions. Her mother repeatedly begged her to leave for safety, but Ilona always replied, "Mom, please let me take you somewhere safe, but I can't leave myself. I have work to do. There are people who need me." On the 24th of March 2022, Ilona once again set out on a humanitarian mission, delivering food and medicine to residents of her community. At a Russian checkpoint, her vehicle was detained for a long time before being deliberately directed onto a minefield. Even after being mortally wounded, Ilona found the strength to apply a tourniquet to a critically injured young man, saving his life until her very last moments. That day, she and 2 fellow volunteers were killed while giving their lives in the service of others. Because the Kiev region remained under occupation, their bodies lay for a long time in the minefield, exposed to rain and snow, until Ukrainian defenders were finally able to bring them home. During her lifetime, Ilona received numerous distinctions for her professional achievements, public service, contributions to legal scholarship, and active civic engagement. After her death, she was awarded the Order for Courage, 3rd class, the For Combat Merit Distinction of the Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, the Golden Star People's Honor Award, the title of Hero of the Ukrainian People, as well as the Volunteer of Ukraine and for Service to the State awards. The memory of Ilona lives on in the hearts of her family, friends, and the thousands of people whose lives she helped save. One of the streets in Klavdievo-Tarasove now bears her name, and a memorial plaque has been installed on the facade of the school where she studied, a lasting expression of the community's gratitude to the woman who spent her final moments saving others and became a symbol of resilience and extraordinary female courage. Ilona's mother wrote, "It is as though you wrap your white angel's wings around me. I kiss you, I embrace you, and I fall to my knees before you. My dear daughter, my little bird, how deeply I miss you. Without you, there is no life. I merely exist in this world. You were consumed in the infernal fire of the Russian invaders, but I believe that, like the phoenix, you will rise again, and your smile will shine once more, bringing warmth to everyone around you." The story of Ilona Kurovska reminds us that war does not have only a man's face. Alongside the soldiers on the front line, thousands of Ukrainian women saved lives, organized humanitarian aid, gathered intelligence, risked everything, and gave their lives for others. Ilona's battlefield was one of compassion, responsibility, courage, and boundless love for Ukraine. The best leave us first. Eternal glory and honor to the heroine.